I don't know where the fuck.
For the bus, Shama, you know it.
All right, fuck it. We're late, so fuck it. We're skipping. I couldn't find it, and I'm like, wait a minute, why? It's not there.
What were you looking for? The intro?
Yeah, but we have another one labeled intro video, and I hit that one first. We have another one, UTB 80s intro. Which is the fucking coup de grace right there. Right there.
The coup de grace.
Yes. Hashtag love cock.
I love when Jay talks sexy to me.
Love it. I fucking love it.
What's going on, man?
Not much. Ron Bonerman. I guess Kurt is out of town. I should put like some like drum samples and on these fucking trigger pads here. That way I can like fucking put a drum beat to that.
Be good.
Shit. Yep.
We'll do it to like Bleed by Meshuggah with Kurt. Instead of the guitar part, it's just yeah. So no Kurt tonight, everyone. Kurt was super busy with work, was called in to take care of some shit. So he had to
let's be truthful. He just re-upped his Brazzers subscription and he needed a little extra me time.
Yes.
Me time.
As he should.
And Beesman and I invited Jimmy and Balls, and neither one of those motherfuckers are here. So I guess just the two of us.
Just gonna be us.
You can false flag. Look at that. You know what that calls for? Steve Brand. Steve Brand has a shitload of Ibanez guitars, and now he has an Under the Bus Network membership.
It doesn't get better than that.
No, it doesn't.
It's basically the equivalent of 3 Ibanezes.
3 Ibanezes?
Ibanez with the apostrophe after the Z.
Ibanez.
Yes. Yes.
Yeah.
What's up, Steve? Yeah, it's no Kurt sexiness tonight. The sexiest guy in Under the Bus. He won't be here, but he'll be here. You'll be here next week.
Well, I mean, I'd hate to make a promise. I. There you go, butt cheeks.
Yes. And also, since we're talking about Kurt, and I know Steven's watching, this weekend it's Steven's birthday. So make sure everyone reaches out to Steven this weekend. You'll see on the socials, you'll be up. You'll have some pictures up. So, yeah.
Yep.
So, Steven, early happy birthday, my man. I hope you have a great weekend.
Yeah. Happy birthday.
Hellstorm, Kurt's AIDS came back. It was in remission, but he's doing well. He's doing well. Don't worry.
Don't start this again.
Still in remission. Don't worry. He's okay.
It was almost the fucking downfall of the Under the Bus Network.
That was the best.
We're all right now. But, we have a couple things we want to get to tonight. I know there's one thing in particular. I'm actually screen recording it right now because I don't even wait till the last minute. I wait till past the minute in order to fucking do anything. That's my lifelong problem. So, Nick, he gifted it, and who's getting it? Lizard the Maggot. Nice. Very cool.
What's up, Nick? Hey, what's up, Steve Gunner? How you doing, man? Hope you're doing well. Hope you're doing great.
All right, I just screen capped it because I kind of want to get to this. I was hoping that Balls and Jimmy or Jimmy would have been here to discuss this because I know they have pretty strong opinions, as do I, about this fucking a-hole.
This guy is an absolute stroke.
All right, let me Beesman, you want to say hi to a couple people real quick while I get this thing ready to rock?
I can do that.
Thank you.
So what's up, everyone in the chat? Thanks for tuning in on this lovely last day of April, Wednesday the 30th. So thank you for tuning in. So we'll quickly just say hi to everyone. Lizard the Maggot is in attendance. What's up, Lizard? Hope you're doing great. Ben Thomas, good to see you. Q, what's up, Q? Good to see you, my man. Live Sawa is here. The Ubi.
All the people here tonight.
I love it.
The Ubi. I've never seen you before, but I like you already. Thanks for tuning in. Steve Brand. I love Steve Brand. So congratulations on your being a member of Under the Bus. God bless America.
You're now a member.
Steve Gunner, good to see you. Hope the whole Gunner family is doing great. So thanks for stopping in.
Matthew and Gunner.
Yep. Spiros is in attendance. My favorite Greek male.
Ozik.
Yes. Steve Resor. Who can't drive 55. Hellstromicus. Bobby D smashing likes. God bless you, Bobby D. And everyone else is here. I saw Tony and Footcake is here. And everyone else who's creeping in. We have 50,000 watching currently, so thank you so much. Let's get that up to 150 million people watching tonight. So
that'd be cool.
That'd be great. I think the most we ever had at once, if I recall, was like 140 at one time live.
Which was all downhill.
Yes.
Wow. 21 months for Stephen Franklin. Thank you.
DeBrildo.
DeBrildo has been a member for 21 months too. Ed is in the house. All right. Wait a second. What is this? Hellstorm says, Jay, are you going to produce the Sammy and Kirk Hamster album? I saw they are working. That's a very strange collaboration, if I say so myself. Does anybody else think that? Is that true?
I don't think so. I did see, if we can start with this, I saw your boy Sammy Hagar. He recently released a new joint, co-written by Eddie Van Halen from Beyond the Grave.
Did he actually give Eddie Van Halen writing credits?
I don't know, but he says that Eddie visits him frequently in dreams.
Really?
Yes. And yeah, and he was talking about how the song was written with him in his dream. I was like, you're so full of shit. Guess what? I can never remember my dreams ever. Like I can remember snippets of it, but as he was explaining it, he remembers like these full detailed conversations he's had with like Alex and Eddie and all this stuff. And I'm like, that never happens. I don't remember shit. I remember a feeling. I remember a couple different things, but not like when you wake up and you can remember everything. So full of shit. So sorry, Sammy Hagar.
View song credits. Here we go. Written by Joe Satriani and Sammy Hagar.
Okay.
All right. He didn't give Eddie writing credits. That would be cool. I mean, I will say this. There's been a few times where I've kind of had what I thought were vivid dreams, but the only way to have them remain vivid is
when you wake up and you look in your pants and you creamed yourself.
And you notice that your wiener isn't as big as you thought it was.
Damn it.
No, when you kind of like, I have a couple voice memos and I don't want to play them on here, but there's a Gizmachi lick, or not lick. It's a vocal melody actually, which is weird because, you know, I don't fucking sing. So, you know, the circle's broken part in Omega Collide, the melody and the fucking lyrics. I'm pretty sure the lyrics too, but I thought of that vocal melody in a dream and woke up and grabbed my fucking phone and sang it into it. And that's so the only way to really, I guess, keep dreams vivid is to like either wake up and talk about it instantly or write it down or record shit. But I don't know. The alien thing, I believe that when Sammy talks about that, because I'm a big alien guy. But somebody else, who was it? Somebody mentioned the connection. Oh, Tom. Joe Satriani was one of Kirk's teachers, which is funny because Kirk, if I remember correctly, got worse after he got lessons from Joe Satriani. Like he wanted to be a blues guitar player all of a sudden.
Yeah.
I guess so. Maybe Kirk was hanging out, with those guys. And maybe Sammy said, let's fucking work on something. Yeah.
I'm a big Kirk fan. I know everyone shits on him. I like him. I'm a big fan of Kirk.
I'd rather hang out with Kirk and like have a beer with him than like jam with him.
He seems like the coolest dude.
Yeah, right?
Yeah, he seems so nice.
Because I feel like if I had a beer with Lars, I would just fucking unload. It's
Why?
your fault.
Oh, you would like get on him, be like, why do you guys sound like shit now?
Well, here's the thing. Kirk really has he's been a member since 83, right? Since fucking right before Kill 'Em All. But I don't, and again, it might just be he's not, the fucking alpha that obviously Lars thinks he is, and James and stuff like that, where he doesn't have as much pull in the band, right? So why would you bitch about anything involving Metallica? I'm reading the comments. God damn it. Why would you bitch about anything to Kirk about Metallica? Because, he's written a handful of riffs, albeit great riffs. Obviously, their biggest riff, fucking Enter Sandman. But I don't think he's the guy that steers the fucking ship, makes the power decisions in the band. He knows his role and he fucking plays it well. But Lars, he's pulling the majority of the strings in the band.
I've never heard him comment. Remember on that book that Scott Ian discussed how they were going to kick him out?
Mm-hmm.
I've never once heard him explain about that. So if it's true, if it's not, if there's ever discussion, if that's why after, I think his best drumming that he did was on Justice.
Yeah, his most progressive drumming was definitely Justice. Yep.
I wonder if he knew about it at the time, really worked on it, and they're like, hey, I think you did a good job on this. Like, you're good, especially since Cliff Burton died. I don't know. Like, have you heard anything about
the thing Briesman is referencing? If anybody doesn't know, we've mentioned it before, but in Kirk Hammett's book, what is it called? I'm the Man, I think.
It's Scott Ian's book.
Yeah. Is that what I said? I didn't say that?
No, you said Kirk Hammett's book.
Oh, sorry. Scott Ian's book. Let me fucking rewind time about 15 seconds. I'm a fucking idiot. He mentions that when they were like they did a leg of a tour or something on the Master of Puppets, or they came out to see him at whatever the fuck it was. Like, what was it? Cliff and James were telling Scott that when this tour is over, when this Master of Puppets tour is done, they're gonna boot Lars because he's a fucking asshole. And then obviously what happened soon after kind of changed everything. And if you watch MTV's Behind the Music or VH1's Behind the Music on Metallica, it shows like once Cliff died, Lars fucking took control business-wise in that band.
Mm-hmm.
And it's just crazy.
Well, they're going to kick him out due to his drumming, like that he wasn't, very progressive, wasn't a great drummer, or because he was a stroke, or a little of both?
Maybe a little of both, because I mean, everyone knows, when you listen back, especially to that era, his live chops weren't really up to snuff with, especially James. His fucking rhythm playing was unbelievable. But, a lot of it probably was just a pain in the ass to deal with. But who knows? I believe Scott Ian. Why would you put something like that in your book?
Yeah,
if it wasn't true? Because you're instantly getting like, oh, really? Fucker.
Agreed.
Yeah.
Yeah. Interesting. You have that shit lined up, or did you want to talk about Sammy Hagar's new song? Did you listen to it yet?
I listened to it, and I get it, but part of me is, dude, Ball says he's going to come on, so I think we should maybe wait for him to jump in here before we get to the. We'll spoil it a little bit. It's a Billy Corgan interview with the DeLeo brothers. Is that how you say their last name?
Yeah, it's William Patrick Corgan.
Oh, sorry, Billy P. Willie P. What were we talking about?
You're talking about Sammy Hagar's new song, which sucks
Yes.
balls. I mean, is amazing.
I don't know if it sucks balls, but then again, I'm a Sammy fan. But recently, he's kind of. It seems like every time he does something like this, or a big story, or it's when he's got something going on. Obviously, they got that residency coming up. Hey, Paulie. And I don't know. He's great. He's a great businessman, obviously, right? But I feel like when you're talking about why you're doing things involving especially somebody who passed away, who obviously you used to be very close with and wrote some of the greatest rock music ever, my opinion. No, it's not. It's true. You know, I kind of feel like the timing is everything in life, correct?
Yes.
And I feel like when people, it can be perceived, because perception is more important than reality a lot of times. When it can be perceived that you're doing things to help sell something, it can come off kind of, like, ooh, that's the fuck you doing? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Yeah. So I'm not, dude, I listened to it one time all the way through, and I haven't had the urge to listen to it again.
That's pretty impressive for Jay, because generally anything I send to him, he listens to it for 15 seconds and turns it off. So if he listened all the way through, it's not fucking that bad.
Well, I wanted to hear Satriani solo.
Okay.
And the other reason was when I was scrolling down looking at the comments, somebody mentioned like, oh, the outro is fucking great and blah, blah, blah. So I had to get to the ending.
Okay.
And I don't remember the ending now. So it couldn't have been that special. Yeah, Ben Tom, you're right. Sammy is I don't know about much better, but he's great. He's great at both. He's as good a businessman as he is a musician. But again, when you're talking about a new Sammy Hagar song, the guy's 78 years old, 77. And it's tough because you always compare it to, the good shit.
Mm-hmm. And I think we all know I'm a bigger Sammy fan than I am a Dave fan. I think musically, Van Halen sounded the best with Dave. But when you had Sammy singing, I think they just sounded like a better band. Like musically, I just thought that who was the producer of the first
Ken Templeman.
Yeah, I like how everything sounds like. I love the guitar tone.
Oh, it's definitely more raw and has that fucking attitude to it.
Right. I like the heavier, I wouldn't say heavier, but like the raw sound. Raw. But when Sammy, I just thought Sammy was just a really good singer. Like musically, he's just much more talented than Dave. So.
Yep. But Dave fucking, when he was in his prime on stage, boy.
Yeah, great showman.
It wasn't a bad motherfucker. Shit. Well, Lizard the Maggot likes your rawr.
Yeah. Good.
Oh, this is a good song. Good thing here. It says Bozico's, Jay, in your opinion, what age is too old to rock and roll? I always personally feel that these 80s and 70s classic rock guys still around at age 70 or 80 is a ripoff and disrespectful to fans. Well, listen, I don't know about disrespectful. I get what you're saying, because there comes a time, whether in anything, sports, music, whatever, where you just don't got it anymore. And in sports, you have to retire, because if you don't, you get fucking killed. Yeah. And your body will just fail you. You'll get injured and, your legacy gets ruined. But I think that's what's happening to a lot of these bands. You get old, you can still somewhat play, unless you're Don Dokken and your voice is completely shot. And yeah, I get it. You hit a certain point where you just don't have it anymore. But if people are still going to buy tickets to see you. You know, but I think it kind of does ruin the legacy a little bit. You know, what do you think, Beesman? When you were growing up, like I remember thinking to myself, growing up, like you always had that question: do you want to see your favorite band? Like everybody always called like rock and roll a young man's fucking genre, you know, music. And you're thinking like, you can't be 50 years old in a fucking heavy metal band. But now it's like the norm.
It is. And I guess I'll mention Slipknot, since they wear masks, so you don't necessarily know how they're looking underneath, right?
Yeah.
But Corey Taylor's vocals or his voice still sounds amazing. And you could be 60 or 70 and still shred and just be like a great guitarist. I personally don't feel like, I think now I'm a better guitarist I've ever been. So well, I'm 44. It's not like I'm super old yet. But I don't know. I have no issue if someone was 70 and still rocking out. But like, I don't want to see Ozzy. He looks terrible, right? Like when he's on
He
stage,
looks terrible.
and he just like that. I don't want to see. I think you just have to be, if you're in a good, you know, place physically, I think that's great. Or if you want to write and record shit, that's fine. I just don't want to really watch you live. That's just my opinion.
No, I get you. I think that's where I bet Ozzy wants to retire. But Sharon, she won't fucking let him.
You're right. I do dong tapping on the low end. Good call, Benton.
That's why Beesman initially wanted to play bass so he could slap into bass with his dong. But it's weird. It's like, I think the reason is the whole nostalgia thing, right? I mean, I remember going to a doo-wop show with Jeannie's parents and my parents years ago, like 90, 98 maybe, at NFA. They had a doo-wop show. And some of these guys, they couldn't fucking sing anymore. They could barely move up there. But the place was packed. You know, the whole nostalgia thing, it works. It means something. That's why these tribute bands are getting bigger and bigger and more popular, and they're selling fucking tickets now just because of the nostalgia thing.
Yeah.
So if people are still going to go see you, I mean, if I couldn't play guitar anymore, Brian, and all the guys in Gizmachi were like, hey, we're going to go on tour, and I physically couldn't play or was just whatever, I wouldn't do it. I wouldn't embarrass myself.
Right.
The last thing I don't want the last visual of me completely just being terrible, because I don't want that shit.
Agreed.
Do you imagine being a singer, especially being a singer?
Yeah.
But knowing every night you're going to go up on stage and just completely shit the bed. You can't hide behind an instrument.
Yeah, just a front man. You and the mic stand.
You and the fucking mic.
Like Vince Neil. Like I don't understand how Motley Crue's still going. And why would anyone want to see him? Seriously.
Yeah.
Like Vince Neil is really atrocious now. Like his vocals sound terrible. He looks like shit. Like, I'm not trying to be mean, but have you seen him?
We can be mean on here.
Okay. Yeah, he looks horrendous. If I was in the band, if I was Jonathan Five or
Jonathan Five
or Tommy, like it's just like, what are we doing here, man? Like, you look like shit, you sound like shit. Like, what are you bringing besides the buffet with you? Like, come on, you really need to get in shape. Like, I'm surprised that they'll allow him to go up there. That's my opinion.
Well, yeah, and being embarrassed. Like, we always talked about James LaBrie going on stage with these world-class fucking musicians, nailing it every night. And he goes up there. And again, you know, James LaBrie, when he does the first couple albums of material, the shit ain't easy. It's not. But you know, what do you do? Oh, Mikey, shit, I almost fucked up the whole shit.
Lucky Mojo.
Happy
What's up?
belated birthday, 7/8. Jay couldn't figure the what to get you. Wait. Oh, couldn't figure the what to get you, so I bought you Pearl Jam ticks that you can't return. What's up, Beesman?
What's up,
I'm glad I
Mojowski?
didn't buy them. Pearl Jam. There's actually a Pearl Jam fucking emoji in there.
It's impressive. Mojo is a tech savvy man. What's up, Mojo? Good to see you. Thank you for stopping in. Yeah. But have you seen anything? Are you going to go see Marilyn Manson with Jeannie this summer or no? No.
Really?
Well,
Did Jeannie get tickets or something that I don't know
I
about?
remember she was talking about it. Her and like Jublies McNamara are going to go to the show, right? They were talking about it. But I have to give Manson credit because Manson looked and sounded like shit a few years ago. Then he was accused of sexually assaulting some people, started working out. His voice sounds significantly better. He looks better on stage. He moves more. So I'll give him some credit. Maybe a little sexual assault, being accused of it will get your shit together. But either way, he sounds significantly better. So wait, Nick is going to go see Manson Friday and Sunday.
Talking about this?
Yeah. Yes.
Oh shit.
That's hilarious.
Fucking retarded. Well, you can come down and go.
I don't know. For me, Balls and I have talked a lot about Manson. The first album, I love it. It's like top 10 favorite album of all time. I know Jay loves lists, but top 10, Portrait of an American Family. I think that album's amazing.
Who's the guitar player on that one?
Daisy Berkowitz.
What is he like a real guitar player still?
He was. He passed away, unfortunately.
Oh wow.
And
see, we show Jugs on here. We jumped to 70 viewers. So, I mean, you know,
yeah,
it's crazy.
it is nuts. But yeah, that album's great just because there's leads and solos that I really enjoyed. But then Antichrist Superstar, really good album too, but it's not as good as the first, I feel. Then after that, it just kept going downhill. Like there was a good song here or there. So I don't know. We'll see.
You know what we forgot to do?
What's that?
Big bucks, big money,
That's all right.
big bucks, big money.
Money. More Jugs, please. Send pics. Let's see those. What?
Heckmas?
I've never heard that one before.
I have no idea.
It's for the good of the channel. For the good of the channel.
That's awesome.
Oh shit.
All three women that were watching our show just turned off, so we're down to 67, but it's all right.
I don't think Jeannie turned it off. That's her friend. So, you know.
Areola's McGee.
McGillicuddy.
Yeah. Jason Lee, Mechanical Animals is Manson's best album, in my opinion.
Which one's that?
I think that's the third album. There's some cool songs off of it, but there's some pretty shitty songs off that too. But hey, that's awesome.
Boobs.
Bubes.
Hey, here's Mr. Brazzers himself.
Kurt.
What's up, Kurt?
Kurt.
Kurt the Squirt, as Patty calls him.
Oh wait, Hogan and Bischoff are starting a new wrestling company?
Are they really?
Didn't they fuck up
TNA?
TNA when they got there? I kept seeing their little promo. We're the third man shit coming in, and then some guy they had on there, I had no idea who he was. Santa Cruz, I miss looking at my guitars too. But most of them are fucking put away.
Are they?
Oh yeah.
Which ones do you have out? Wait,
got-
let me guess.
I got
Okay,
this one.
that wasn't one I was gonna guess.
Oh.
You have one of your. You have the 7-string
The yellow.
yellow, the desert yellow, the 6 p.m. desert yellow sunset.
Mm-hmm.
And then you have one other 6-string out, and that's it.
The Larry Mitchell.
Uh-huh.
Yep. Collecting dust.
Have you played it recently?
Mm-mm.
Have you played anything recently?
No. I picked this up a couple nights ago and just strummed it a couple times and was like, damn, this neck rules. And then I put it down.
No Dream Theater stuff you've been working on?
No, I was working on the Alien for a couple weeks. And then same shit. I just fucking stopped. Cold turkey. The alien sarcophagus is back. It is back there. It is, well, behind this door. It is back there. Which we'll be putting away soon. I gotta put it away. It's just sitting there fucking doing nothing.
Have you written anything?
Mm-mm.
Nothing. Like nothing, just like, hey, I have an idea for a riff, and you just start working on it.
Mm-mm.
Do you have any, I don't know, inkling, or do you have any want of writing anything?
Not really.
So when
Nope.
I send you a song to throw a solo over, you're
That'd
just
be
going to
fine.
listen to it, and then you'll be like, all right, I'll get it from that.
Yeah.
Okay. All right, everyone, real quick. Kurt is driving, so he doesn't feel like getting into an accident. So he cannot respond to everyone, but if you say hi to him, I'll let him know. I'm going to take some screenshots and send them to him.
Yeah, butt cheeks. I gotta learn slide on that hockey goalie stick guitar too. The goiter, the hockey stick goiter. Guitar.
I love Cheeks' guitar.
Yes, music retirement, and then when he hits 65, he's gonna bust out a new gizmo. A new gizmo.
When's Balls coming in?
Who fucking knows?
Did he say he was?
Let's see. He said, yeah, I'll be on. I'm gonna write next week.
We got some William Patrick Corgan. Oh,
He's there.
there he is.
Oh, let's make sure he's is he ready to rock?
I don't know. He's got to trim his nose hairs real quick.
Well,
Balls,
I
go
gotta
get
do-
that
I gotta
taken
do
care of.
that. Balls, are you good? Give a thumbs up if you're ready to rock and come in. All right, let's make him. I was gonna say let's make him wait a few more minutes.
Okay.
Oh, he's he's
Why
back.
is it so fucking little, man?
Oh, fuck yeah.
I wish I had a pitch adjuster on this thing too. So good.
What's up,
Oh,
Balls?
He's
going
cracking
on?
open. He's cracking open a Shasta
Cracking open a polar seltzer
seltzer.
A Shasta
original.
original. Is that
taste.
like no flavor?
Yeah, it's just fucking seltzer water.
What are we doing here?
I don't understand the point
I
of
don't
it.
have any,
You
I
know?
don't have any beer. I got to work tomorrow, and I'm fucking old. I
You
can't
don't
handle.
put like a little lemon juice in there to get a little.
Oh yeah, I
spritz?
do that. I just didn't do it this time.
Oh.
Hey, lemon juice. I was reading today. Lemon juice is supposedly really good at knocking out kidney stones.
Ooh,
So if any of you fuckers out there have kidney stones,
and I
or
got spaghetti bender kidneys. I'm good.
if you're just prone to kidney stones, get some fucking lemon juice in your water.
Maybe
And,
maybe Chris should start drinking that shit. Poor
What do you
bastard.
get?
Oh, he gets them a lot.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh my god, dude! My father said kidney stones was the worst pain. He's been hit by a car, broken his leg, blown. He's torn fucking both calf or quad muscles that go into your fucking kneecap. He's torn both of those. He's broken a kneecap in half. He said kidney stones was the worst fucking pain he's ever been in his life.
Really?
Wow.
Yeah.
It's weird because I don't think it's as bad for Chris though. I think he gets like,
What, he's got a big
he gets
dick
kind of
hole?
like feeling like shit, but I don't know if he would let on how much it hurts either because he's that type of dude.
Oh.
You know? He's pretty stoic, you know.
Well, does he pee him out or he just?
Yeah, he passes them and everything.
He must have a huge urethra.
His urethra is just
urethra.
huge.
Like he blows a load and just comes out in one fucking gob.
Yeah, like
It's like a puddle.
I've actually seen it before. It's fucked up.
You what it
Dudes
before?
are like in porno, and then it's just like a fucking big and giant blast, and that's it. Like that's it.
I thought you were talking about him.
I thought you were there for his when he came to fruition.
I've actually seen Chris blow a load before. I was like, wait a minute. Wait a minute.
Wait a minute. Wait a minute.
That's awesome.
Yeah. Basically, Butt Cheek says it. He said, I heard it was like pissing out a spiked soccer ball.
Jesus Christ.
That's
and
what
it's small as hell when it comes out, too. It's like you could barely tell. You like they say pee in a cup so you could catch it. And then they could do testing on it to find out what it's made of for the most part. And then they could tell you what to lay off, so you don't keep getting them. But I don't think he's caught his yet. I think he misses it and it goes in the toilet and he can't find it.
Oh.
So sucks. It's good. I would every time I feel like I had one coming on, I'd piss into like a freaking gallon jug and just keep doing it. Take it to the doctor.
You get the
find it.
Strainer out.
Yeah, like a strainer. Yeah, that's not a bad idea right there.
That's a UTI, Genie. No.
Pissing Razors. Remember that band?
Yes.
Mm-hmm. Never listened to them. Always thought the name was cool though.
The most painful
skinny puppy.
Skinny puppy, yeah. The most painful injury I ever had, I cut my eye.
Ooh.
And I couldn't open it, and everything was just, it was the worst thing ever.
How'd you do it?
My contact folded and I couldn't get it out, and I scratched like across my eye, like the cornea, and it was bad. Like it was real deep, and I had several cuts. So when I went to the eye doctor, they put drops to numb it.
Would you have a sharp nail or something?
I must have. And then they put like a dye in my eye and like a 3D light, and they could see. They're like, "Holy shit! Like, what the fuck did you do?"
Fucking Freddy Krueger's glove to get the contact out.
It was bad. It was bad. That was definitely the
Hold on right there.
Ever.
I got it.
Yeah, it sounds pretty terrible. Didn't like just recently like your dog scratch the shit out of your eye?
Yeah, last year. But that luckily I had my contact in, so that kind of protected it. But that wasn't bad though. It looked way worse than it actually felt. So
Jesus. All right, now we got everybody putting their worst injuries. Here we go.
I stubbed my toe.
All right. What it says, I've fallen from 10 feet directly onto my face and blacktop, and I would much rather do that 10 times than ever having a kidney infection again. Hold on. Then he follows it up. This is Tom again, who's died 2 or 3 times, Tom. Got ejected from a car going 45 miles an hour and flew 50 yards on pavement, then another 50 yards on my chest, and it's still not as bad as
Jesus.
Oh, God. Let's see. Butt Cheeks had an infected wisdom tooth. That was the worst pain I've ever had.
Yeah, I heard teeth pain is the worst when you get bad fucking tooth.
Searching for tone says I had the same shit with my eye. You scratched yours too? Same shit?
Fucking worse.
I had a bladder infection once when I was like 13 or 14 years old. Like right around when I started friggin' wanking it. And I remember like green shit came out of my dick head. Like right before I felt like I had to piss, and I friggin' like squeezed my friggin' dick, and like fucking green shit came out of it. I was like,
oh, fuck yeah.
What the fuck? I went to the fucking bathroom. That was the first piss that I took that like hurt. The first of many. Dude.
Oh my God.
Fucking bad.
Straight alien scene.
And it was like it would look normal for the most part, but at the very end, like when you're getting rid of the last bit of piss, like straight blood was coming out. It was horrible. Yeah, dude.
You thought you were dying.
Yeah, it was terrible. It was fucking awful. I was downing cranberry juice and antibiotics. It was ridiculous. And that was the only one I ever got. And I ended up getting a kidney infection later on. That sucked. It feels like someone punched you in the fucking kidneys. Like it's the worst.
Pinkland.
It wasn't a real bad one though. I heard they get real bad. But damn.
So everybody's talking about almost dying, and Lizard Maggot talks in fucking a bee sting.
It's scraping kneecaps.
When I used to get stung
Love
by bees,
lizard.
I used to swell really bad. I used to I get stung on my hand and I wouldn't be able to close my hand. It was crazy.
A cedar splinter? Oh my god. Yeah, viewership went up 200 people with dick talk.
A cedar splinter.
Especially balls is dick talk.
Yeah. Sorry.
Get
Phil.
out of here, Ed, the dildo with broke my dick when a fat chick was on top and missed.
That almost happened to me once.
Was it a fat chick?
Not with a fat chick, just like fucking, chick riding it. It came down wrong, came out a little bit too far, then came down and friggin' it was like it bent. Ooh, almost. That shit hurt.
What happened?
I almost broke my dick.
Okay.
Isolation.
What are you doing? Oh, I thought everybody left except for. Well, Jeannie wants everybody to know that next week is Nurses Week. Don't forget the little guys that have to deal with all you little bitches. She's not wrong.
She is not wrong. Is it all week or is it just like Monday and Friday or every day?
It's a week. Well, 5 days, Monday through Friday, right?
Yeah.
I passed a stone so big and powerful. I pissed blood to find out the blood was from the stone tearing my urine. Damn. Oh, Hellstorm with the fucking coming in hot.
Oof.
Sounds amazing.
Who was that?
There's nothing wrong with that, Renus. Nothing wrong with that.
Oh, wait. My asshole just fell out.
Yeah, well, Ava Devine, right?
What a fucking nasty whore.
Yep, fucking getting just pummeled in her ass.
And then the prolapse happens. And I'm like,
oh, my asshole fell out.
My asshole fell out. And then she uses his joint to put it back in. What a fucking pig.
What does that gotta feel like?
Yeah, it's gotta feel.
Wait, can you put the link of that in our chat so everyone else can watch that later?
I don't ever want to see that shit again.
That's on my old computer that caught a virus from watching such videos.
That's good.
No,
Jay,
I'm not Googling pink sock, Renus.
Jay, if you can do us a solid, if we have a little discussion.
What? Is that what was fucking prolapse your asshole, that thing?
Yeah, I'm gonna put this in my asshole later.
Come over and I'll show you.
What, Brian?
We're gonna talk a little bit about William Patrick.
You interrupted fucking asshole talk with this.
No, we're on a roll here. We don't need to bring up that dude.
Since we're talking about prolapse, let's talk about William Patrick Corgan.
All right, let's
prolapse.
So everybody knows that fucking Billy Corgan has a podcast like fucking everybody, right?
Who doesn't?
Yeah. And he had Dean and who? What's the
Robert
DeLeo. Yes.
DeLeo.
I didn't know that fucking well. I should have known that Dean is actually like 5 years older.
So
anyway.
Okay. Right.
This just in. Dean is 5 years older than Robert.
So imagine having a band, your peers, a band that you basically shared MTV with at the grunge heyday, and telling them that your dead singer ripped them off, ripped the fucking vocal melody off. Are you ready for this shit?
Play it, Jay.
Here we go.
Plush was that song.
Now,
So
do you know, though, that Scott ripped off a Pumpkin song in that song?
did he really? In what song now? In Plush?
I don't know the names of the
Are you
titles.
going to hit me for bread when we get out of here?
No.
I owe you money, don't I?
There's and you'll know because you know the record.
No shit. You know it because you fucking wrote it. Asshole.
In
talking about his own record.
Suffer. And I feel and a ton.
Oh,
So I'm watching MTV somewhere in America, and that song comes on, and I hear that, and I'm like,
yeah. I have to go back and revisit that.
Good rip, though.
Hopefully he
Good rip though.
No, I
Gave you some money.
We'll get to Scott in a second. I love Scott. me and him got.
Yeah, I killed him because he ripped my fucking vocal line off. So look at fucking look at Billy Corgan's face and his expression right here, here.
Good rip
Watch.
though.
Hopefully he.
Look at him with the fucking eyes closed, like fucking pompous fuck.
Good rip though.
Hopefully he.
What a douche.
Yeah, it was kind of douchey. I remember watching it, for the first time, and I was just like, did he just say that they ripped him off too? Like, it wasn't just Kurt Cobain, like, and fucking everybody else in the 90s ripped off something from the Pumpkins, but them too?
Yep.
Like, wow. And those guys got a hell of a lot more talent than he does.
Yep.
And I listened to the part. As soon as he said it, I was like, what the fuck's he talking about? Because I'm not a huge fan of that album anyway. Like, I like a couple songs from it. A lot of people, that's their favorite shit. But I listened to it. And he says something else. It's obviously not the same. And I feel. But that little drop of the melody there is similar. Like, yeah, okay. Similar. But, like, the guitar's different. The key's a little different. Not enough to call it a rip.
Well, let me ask you this, because you would know better than I would. Core came out in what year? 92?
92.
When did fucking the album that this asshole, this bald fuck, is talking about?
91. 91.
Right.
Yeah, it did come out before it. But it's not a rip. It's
Does
similar.
anybody really know who Smashing Pumpkins were in fucking 91? Were these bands buddies back then? Lex Luthor.
I think they toured together, and like, I don't know what he said they toured together, but apparently they did a whole tour together. I don't remember when that was.
What song is he talking about?
And you'll know.
No, I know he's talking about what Pumpkin song.
Do you know the record? In the Pumpkin song Suffer.
Suffer.
You're gonna fucking bring it up now?
What? Bring what up?
That song?
No, fuck no. I'm not gonna skim through the whole goddamn song so Billy Corgan can flag our fucking videos.
Yeah, I'm gonna say you'll probably get more than Flag playing his shit.
And he'll show up.
He'll show up and sodomize you.
Now you owe me one. Now you owe me your firstborn. Pull one of those fucking shits.
Oh man.
His bald head freaks me the fuck out. I'm sorry.
Yeah, he's got a round fucking head, man.
So that goes, but like to one of my huge pet peeves. If I have no hair, I'd have to have facial hair. When you have no hair anywhere, from like your chin up, it's a fucking horrifying scene. Horrifying.
He's like powder.
Dude, when people say that, the whole Bill Burr, Billy Corgan thing, when people say they don't think it's true, dude, look at him.
He does look exactly like Bill Burr.
Yeah, put fucking Bill Burr's stupid red hair on. Well, he's bald too now, isn't he?
Yeah. Yep. They very well might be brothers, dude. That might be true.
Imagine though having two kids with two different women, and then naming them the same fucking name. Holy shit.
Talk about ego.
It's like George Foreman.
He probably got it from his dad.
George Foreman. This is George too. This is George.
Dude, what an idiot.
Yeah.
The only thing that guy ever did that was good was the fucking Foreman grills.
Oh, dude, he was a fucking hell of a boxer, man.
He was.
I liked him as a announcer too, with Lampley and shit.
Yeah.
I thought he was great.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, he was all right. I'm only kidding.
No, but also too, Stone Temple Pilots shit all over Smashing Pumpkins. Like,
oh, you mean like as a band, like in general?
Yeah, they're just so much better, so much bigger. Scott Weiland is such a better singer and frontman compared to William Patrick over here. It's ridiculous.
I just think this guy's a fucking egomaniac.
Yeah, he kind of is. He's like Gene Simmons level. I didn't realize he was that bad. I mean, he has definitely got an ego on him. It's like out of
Who
control.
would you rather have a beer with, Balls? Billy Corgan or Gene Simmons?
I think I'd have to go with Billy Corgan.
Really? Beesman, what about you?
Gene Simmons.
Me too. Yeah.
I don't know. Gene Simmons is he's a lot. I don't think he gives a fuck about you at all.
Well, Billy Corgan just wants to tell you about himself.
Right.
So,
So I'd rather do that than fucking.
hey, you know that Gizmachi riff in
No, I like
Blind Your
Special
Eyes.
better than Kiss too. I think that's part of the reason.
Yeah, that could probably be it. I've never been, a huge Pumpkins guy. Like I know they had the couple huge hits when I was in high school and shit, but I never really got into them.
I like Siamese Dream. That's one of my favorite albums ever. But then Melancholy, I like that one a lot too. But then that's about it.
The double album.
The double album.
Somebody let me borrow the double Say Day when we were in fucking when it came out because everybody was just raving about him.
I'm sure you fucking threw it out the window.
No, I remember like going home and listening to it, thinking like, "Oh shit, okay." And the skip fest that was going on in my fucking room, listening to that album or the double LP, I was like, "What the fuck?" Cool part.
Yeah. I skipped a lot of songs on the second album for a long time. I got it later, but yeah, the whole first one is pretty good. There's only like a couple skippers on that one, but then like the second disc, yeah, there's a lot of skipping going on.
Jay, what's your thoughts on William Patrick's vocal style?
He's like a poor man's Dave Mustaine.
Yeah.
Now, what do you guys, if you had to guess, when this fucking one-sided interview ended, when the DeLeo brothers fucking walked out and left, what's the first fucking thing that they said to each other? You believe that fucking guy?
Believe that guy just fucking accused us of freaking ripping him off? Like,
did you hear Uncle Fester shitting all over our band?
Oh my god!
Good rip though.
Yeah, right. Like he wouldn't stop. Good rip. Jesus.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was reaching for sure.
Like I don't even know what you say if you're the DeLeo brothers. Because
they did look kind of speechless with that one. Like they didn't know what to say.
Yeah, because I would assume Scott Weiland wrote the lyrics and probably the vocal melodies. I'm guessing, right? So they probably just stuck to the music. Like, what do you say about something that came out 30 years ago that you're going to point something out now?
Well, you know what the embarrassing thing is too for Billy here is that they didn't know the song when he mentioned it. They had no fucking idea about that song.
True. Had no clue.
Yeah, they owe him money because that shit's the fucking shit. Stone Temple Pilots version.
Yeah, I mean, I think that was a little bit of a stab back when he said that. Don't tell me I'm going to owe you a little bread before you walk away. That was actually a good comeback.
Would have been better if fucking the bass player was that Dean?
No, Dean's the guitar player, the guy on the left. Robert's the one that was talking to him.
Would have been the best if he was like, well, "What the fuck are you gonna do about it?" With a straight face, man. Oh yeah, fuck you gonna do about it?
I wish Kurt was here. You can put a poll together. Better band, Smashing Pumpkins or STP? We don't need a poll. Everyone in the chat, if you could do me a solid and let me know who you find is a better band, STP or Smashing Pumpkins, please. Who do you prefer, Balls? Since Siamese Dream is one of your favorite albums.
Yeah, Siamese Dream is like, I like that album better than anything from both bands. But yeah, I mean, Core is second. And then after that, I'd probably go with fucking Purple. You know what I mean? And then Melancholy. Then fucking
STD.
Yeah, and, I like Tiny Music too. I liked all their shit. Like a lot of people, like they've lost them after Purple, and I get it because they really started getting different.
Well, dude, Scott Weiland's voice was like,
yeah, his voice was pretty shot. Fucking Tiny Music for sure. He was smoking way too many cigarettes and God knows how many drugs he was doing by then. That was like when he was like peaked out the first time, and then he got all super thin and like mannequin looking, like towards like the
mannequin looking.
Yeah, he got like totally different. There's a story that friggin' Robert DeLeo tells in this interview where he says that he was sitting at a red light and some kid skateboarded by the crosswalk, and he was like, was that Scott? Like, he hadn't seen him in a while and shit, and he's pretty convinced that it was him, and like he just looked like skinny and like different, and like he's pretty sure that it was him.
You know what's weird to me? You see these rock stars, especially the lead singers, when they get fucking on these serious drugs, fucking heroin or whatever.
Marijuana.
Well, yeah. They go on stage and they wear the tiniest little pants and they got no fucking shirt on. And it's like, don't you want to hide the fact that you're a fucking junkie? Right? No, here's me with fucking track marks in my arms and fucking 1% body fat.
Emaciated.
Yeah.
You never
heroin.
That's the weird thing. I kind of look for them. You know,
heroin is like the original Ozempic.
So you want to lose some weight, bro?
Right, like when Lane Staley passed away, right? He was like 6'2", 6'3", and he was 85 pounds.
Dude.
No, I don't think Lane was that tall, was he?
Yeah.
Yeah, he was taller than everybody thought he was.
Damn.
Taller in the pants, too, from what I've been told.
Oh.
Yeah, friggin' Lane. What a fucking sad story.
What a fucking waste.
Yeah.
Balls' favorite band, Taproot, they have a song with Lane Staley, but they'll never release it because of how bad a condition he was in prior to. It was like a few months before he passed away. So,
damn.
Yeah.
It's probably so bad.
Yeah, there's some pictures floating around of like his last like studio appearance. Like, you know, he was in the studio like dropping in or something like that, and he's like he's got his hair long again. He's wearing like this beanie hat, and apparently he was missing teeth and shit. But like he's not obviously not smiling with his teeth in any of the photos. But he looks pretty bad, you know, like super thin and just eyes just dilated, you know, black friggin' eyes. Shot.
Jason Lee, you want to put her phone number in the chat? We can give her a shout so we can see the Taproot and tramp stamp.
I'm sure you got pictures. Jason, send them on over.
Yeah. Send them over, baby.
We'll combine them with the Jugs pick.
Oh. With
Jugs.
Boobies Bonanza over here.
Fucking Billy Corgan. Yeah, I man, that first
get off the screen.
Yeah, get him off of there.
Get him off the screen.
Balls, you're a big fan of watching William Patrick.
I watched all those, and like I don't know, like he lets the people talk enough. I mean, yeah, he makes it
enough.
He makes it like about him like constantly, and every time I'm just like chuckle to myself. It's like, wow. He really just did that again.
Is that why you watch it? Because you want to see how many times he can put his foot in his mouth?
Nah, like I don't know. I like watching fucking, you know, my old the musicians that I listened to back in the day, friggin' camaraderie, talk about shit from the past and whatnot. I don't know. You get like little tidbits of info that you never knew and little stories. That's all.
Well, I think Corgan's problem is he's horrible at reading the room or reading the comment. Because if he just read the comments to any one of his videos or this one in particular, dude, fucking is ripping him up. You know?
Yeah, the comments are brutal. You know, people always like go all out in comments if they have something to say about something. It's just like, damn, unloading. But yeah, I mean, how could you not? With like how it's like it's interview after interview now, and it's just like always wraps around to getting like fishing for people to compliment him, like all sorts of shit like that. It's like, damn.
You know what he should do? He should do a two different versions of his podcast. He should do one where he interviews, like he obviously does, where he has other musicians on or whoever else, and literally keeps, you know, you can interject from time to time just to make it more of a conversation instead of just, hey, well, I've done this and you ripped my band off and I invented that mute like that. You know what I mean? Have that version of his podcast where he interviews people, and then have another version where you have somebody on with you, like a friend or somebody that maybe is good at talking that nobody really knows of, and that you can talk about your career and what you've done and shit like that. Because there are Smashing Pumpkins fans, and Balls, obviously, you wouldn't mind listening to a podcast of him talking about himself. But when you have other people on, you know, as the
Right.
guest.
Yeah. And there's plenty of those out there. I've watched those too, like where
Yeah.
he's getting interviewed and like he's going on and on about the history of the band and all the shit that went, all the ups and downs. Like he's not shy about talking about all the shit that sucked and, you know, the non-successful part of their career and whatnot, and like falling off the face of the earth there and then trying to be relevant again and all that. And I think he's kind of doing that now. It's like they're not all that relevant compared to the past, because a lot of those bands just aren't anymore.
Sure.
And I feel like he's doing shit like this almost like to be relevant still.
What was the downfall of Smashing Pumpkins? Because I don't really know.
Yeah, they stopped writing good shit for one.
That'll do it.
Yeah, and then they lost some members, and then like, you know, when they lost Jimmy Chamberlain, that was obviously like a big loss. Then he came back. It was like weird. Ended up patching things up, but they had a falling out, I think, Jimmy Chamberlain and Billy Corgan.
He's a good drummer, man.
He is a really good drummer, and like that's like his one thing that he always holds on to. He always like compliments him and talks about how great a drummer he is, but a lot of other people also say the same thing because he really is a good drummer.
What do you think of James Iha?
I don't know. He did some stuff with Maynard and A Perfect Circle. Like, I don't know how much he contributed to the Smashing Pumpkins, really. I mean, I think he did some leads, and he did write whole songs, especially on Melancholy.
Mm-hmm.
And those are the songs that I kind of skip, you know, like I could tell when his songs, it's like not really the sound I want to hear.
Okay.
But, you know, like.
And Darcy's the best bassist of all time.
Yeah, and then Darcy, friggin', she got real bad with the drugs, and so did Jimmy Chamberlain. Like they were both frigged up, and that caused a rift for sure. And then everything went downhill. But I even like that the Adore album, and when he was doing the electronic stuff after like Melancholy a little bit, but then he started getting a little too weird. And I kind of lost interest. It was into some other stuff at that point. Basically, like Deftones' White Pony came out, and I was like, yeah, that was around that time when Smashing Pumpkins was starting to put out like garbage, and
then new metal took over.
And then yeah.
Balls,
sorry, go ahead, Beesman.
Balls, what's your thoughts on Stone Temple Pilots with Chester Bennington?
Oh, I'm not a fan of that at all. Actually,
I was excited when that first was like announced, and then I remember listening to it going, oh, shit.
I never liked Linkin Park. I was never a fan of Chester Bennington. I think he was pretty overrated. That's just me. But I like their new guy. Their new guy sounds exactly like Scott Weiland in the later years, which, you know, I can see why Jay wouldn't be into that for sure, because he's got that kind of voice. It's like almost exact to late Scott Weiland. If you listen to it, it's just like, what the hell? And then you start thinking about how much the DeLeo brothers actually wrote the melodies and the vocals, because it's exact.
Oh.
You know what I mean? And I think they did write a lot of the melodies. He wrote his lyrics, of course. And I think they say that in the interview with Billy Corgan. They mentioned that. Because, yeah, the new guy sounds just like Weiland.
Speaking of bands with, because a lot of those bands, and it's almost like more bands than not have a great, obviously, first album, really, really good second album, and then it's off the cliff after that.
Does happen a lot.
Now, I would, obviously, this is a hypothetical, scenario. But I am convinced that if Nirvana ever came out with a third, even Bleach was before Nevermind, but nobody counts that as their first album, right?
Incesticide?
I do. Incesticide was a B-sides. Actually, most of the material on that was before Bleach.
Mm-hmm.
All right, so let's just say that Nevermind is widely considered their first album. It's almost like Dream Theater, right? They had that shitty album before
Very similar.
before Labrie/Legay got in the band.
Or
But anyway.
Pantera with Cowboys from Hell.
Yeah. So I would fucking bet my asshole that the third or the next Nirvana album after In Utero would have been complete dog shit. Because I think that Nevermind is here. In Utero is fucking here. Like, it's not 10 and Verses. It's not Core and Purple. It's fucking Nevermind and In Utero. You know what I mean? And I feel like, especially with all the shit that he was going through with his fucking murderer wife, there's no fucking way he's putting out a good album with all that shit going on.
Now, you know what it is with Nirvana, though? It's like Kurt, it's surprising to me that he even wrote Nevermind when you think about it.
Right?
It's really weird because it's like he was like kind of anti-establishment, anti-being popular. And then I don't think those songs were supposed to be as big as they were. I think. Do you think a lot of that album, the way it sounded, and obviously, you know, the performance. Butch Vig had a huge influence on that album.
Yes, I think Butch Vig made that album as great as it is.
Yep.
Yeah, I'll agree with that. I mean, the songs are friggin'. I don't know how much he did with the production and the actual song structure. You know, like even with us in the studio, like we didn't have much production with the music. It was like the production was more for Sean and myself, vocals.
Which is normal.
Yeah. But like the structure of the songs, the lengthiness of them, all that, it wasn't fucked with. The only song that got chopped up was Burn, because we had a long version of Burn over 6 minutes. And then it got shortened to 4.5, got restructured, part added, actual chorus. That was the only song that got messed with.
Yep.
But I don't know how much Butch Vig actually messed with structure and all that. I mean, who knows?
But sonically, man.
Sonically, the album's really cool.
Yeah.
Yep.
Jason Lee, get the fuck out.
Balls. Since you brought up Deftones before, and I know you and I are huge Deftones fans.
Yeah.
What's your favorite Deftones album?
For a long time, it was White Pony. And but I have to say, after all these years, Around the Fur.
Okay.
Around the Fur is their heaviest sounding album, and
well, sonically, the fucking album sounds great.
Still, like when they were youthful, they still had that angst going, and it was natural. So that's kind of my favorite Deftones.
Okay.
What do you call it? Was a good comeback album though. Diamond Eyes.
Great album.
Yeah.
Fantastic.
Diamond Thighs. Joe Theismann.
Jay, the only album you like is Adrenaline, right?
Well, I fucking Around the Fur, the day that album came out, I fucking bought it and pumped it for years. Well, a couple years, probably more than a couple. But just as time went on, it didn't do anything.
It got dated for you.
Yes, and a lot of the new metal shit got dated for me. What's funny, Brian, is I listened to the first Korn album today on 2 separate occasions.
Ooh.
Me and Killian were playing downstairs, fucking put it on, and then going to pick up Ellie from school today. Had it on in the car. Dude, the second Ellie got in, what song? Clown was on when Ellie got in the car. And then, dude, near the end of the song, Ellie was like, "Can you turn this off?" And I was like, "What, you don't like this?" She's like, "No." And then Killian was like, followed right suit. He's like, "Yeah, Daddy, can you turn this off?" And I was like, "What's wrong with it?" So then I let Divine start up, and I was like, "Hell yeah, guys! What? You don't want to keep this on?" No, and they're both yelling in the back seat. Turn it off! Like, come on.
Yeah, I have same experiences already.
Dude, they love Metallica. Like Ellie fucking loves the Black Album, Justice, Master of Puppets. For Whom the Bell Tolls, like she thinks it's the shit, like things like that. But like once you get into the over the top, blah, you know.
Yeah, over the top of the screaming, not a whole lot of melody going on vocally.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Drawn to vocal
Gibberish.
shit.
The gibberish.
And-
shit, like, what is he saying? I
Yeah,
don't
like throw
fucking know.
for them. They might get a kick out of that one.
Yeah.
It might even scare them a little.
Oh shit.
That's great that you're listening to old school Corn. Love it.
Yeah. I throw on songs, just random songs. I got big playlists with all sorts of different styles, and then like a song will come on, just like my daughter will be like, she's like, "Can you put that on again? Like, you like this song?" And I immediately go add to playlist, and I have a list for her.
Yep, I have one for the kid. We have one for the kids too. It's funny as shit.
Yeah, it's so when they say they like something, so this is the stuff you like your whole life, basically.
Yeah, you're stuck with it.
Put a big playlist on of like everything from when they were little all the way till they get older.
So Ed DeBrildo has a question for us balls. He says, I stopped going to Ozzfest at Mansfield, Massachusetts in 2004. So I never saw Gizmachi in 05. Did you guys make the big stage or the one in the parking lot? You know, Ed, when you say it like that.
Did we make the stage?
Second stage.
We were on the second stage. Yeah. Like that guy.
Dude, our album had just come out in May. Like what, 2 months before that started? 2-3 months before?
We were very fortunate to be on that, you know, when it's all said and done.
Yeah, we didn't deserve that shit yet.
No, we didn't. We didn't get enough touring chops in. Like, we were, by the end of Ozzfest, we were starting to friggin' get it a little bit. But then, like, the little couple of tours after that, we were really starting to get it. You know what I mean? Like, we started doing that, winning the crowds over. And that was exciting. Like, when we came out on stage, people were just kind of looking at us and like, woo, like, whatever. And then,
Who the fuck are these guys?
And then by the end of the set, they were fucking pumped, man. Like, they didn't want us to get off the stage. Like, and like that's when you start feeling like you're doing something right.
Well, a lot of it is confidence. I mean, when you go on stage and no one knows who you are,
We
it's
start
hard
getting confidence going for sure.
Yeah, but once like you start, you know, people start realizing who the fuck you are, or you fucking play your ass off and you earn the respect of everybody, you start thinking like, fuck yeah, man, we're going to go out there and fucking fuck shit up tonight, boys.
Yep.
What was the most nervous you ever were when you played a show?
Oh,
was it when you guys were like Slipknot, or when you were in Europe or Ozzfest?
I got a story for you. Go ahead, Jay.
No, you go first because I'm still thinking about it. It might be the same one as you.
We played our very first show with Slipknot, and I forget what it was, in Connecticut, maybe. I don't know. It was the first time we were on the big stage there. Who was on that tour? Was it Slayer and Slipknot?
No, that was The Shadows Fall and Lamb of God.
Oh, yeah. Okay. So we went out first, and all the other bands had their back line. So we had literally like just like the place to stand. The monitor was right below my face, and then behind me was the friggin' cabinet. And then the lights went out, and I couldn't see shit. And then a spotlight, it felt like it was just a spotlight on me because Chris was so far away from me. The stage was like wide as shit, and we were spaced out in such a way that it's like I didn't feel the presence of my brothers on stage. That's basically what it felt like. And I felt like I was on the stage by myself and go. And I was just like, wow, man. I felt fucking nervous as shit. It was overwhelming. I was like, wow, I can't believe I'm on this fucking big ass stage right now. And I feel like everyone's just looking at me. I can't feel the presence of the other guys on stage. And it's just like, it was horrible. It felt terrible.
And Mike makes a good point, because there is a big difference between playing, you know, even in some of the maybe larger clubs. No, balls got slapped.
What?
The whole joke when he slapped Chris Rock, you know, keep my wife's name out of your mouth, whatever. The sound thing too, right? When you're playing a small club, a bar or whatever, you're hearing your shit, and you kind of get a customer attuned to that. Yeah. Dude, when you go into a fucking half a stadium, and it's a whole different thing. And anybody knows that's played on a stage before, played live, or played in a fucking garage. If shit sounds completely different, you're getting the slap back from the other end of the stadium that's coming back, or the fucking arena. It's weird. It really is. and the lighting, like Mike said, like there was a couple times, you know, because they had those what were they called? Those two squares that came out in front of like both of us that were like had the neon tape on them so you could see. Otherwise, you're falling off the fucking stage. But I think that's a lot of it too. Is like Mike said, you're so far away from everybody, and at least you had Chris on your side. It was fucking me by myself. Then Sean obviously in the middle, but it was weird, man.
Yeah, and it was just the first one, and I think we played 5 or 6 shows on the beginning part of that tour. But like by the time we played the third show, we were at the Continental Airlines Arena at the time. It was like when our families came out and shit, and it felt a little bit better. But like that one, you could see the crowd a little bit. They didn't have the lights like totally out when we went on. It was like, you know, that opening band. They have the lights kind of dim still, like, you know, not a great light show. You know, a little basic shit. But like you saw the crowd a little bit, and you saw like a couple of rows of people filing in, and you know, you just felt like you were playing on a show rather than like, you know, the middle of like nowhere with like in space. I couldn't see anything. Yeah. Crazy.
Would John BL make a mini Gizmachi stage? Yeah, remember that show, Mike, where you were sick and I had to do backing vocals, and I fucking turned the microphone around and faced away from the crowd to sing? God, I wanted to kill you.
Why?
When was this, on Ozzfest?
No, this was Albany. We had just a show in Albany back in probably, I don't know, 2001 or 2 probably. And you were sick. You couldn't fucking sing. And of course, well, I guess I have to fucking sing. And I was shitting my pants.
Oh, yeah?
You didn't want to look at the crowd, so you turned around to sing?
Dude, I sing backing like I'm not a fucking vocalist on stage. That shit. I get nervous singing by myself. You know what I mean? Dude, I'm not one of those guys that sings in the car or in the shower. Like I make myself fucking blush. You know?
Jeez. No. Yeah, that seemed to happen a lot when we were on tour. I got sick a lot.
Until you started bringing your own mic.
Yeah, you think that was it? Remember when I blew my voice out sound check first day of fucking Ozzfest?
Yep.
And then I didn't get it back until the friggin' the video, the 10th anniversary video. I don't know if you ever saw that. We have like a small clip on that.
I believe that's how Nick heard of us, is from that fucking day. The
Voice of Sanity section. Like at the end, you can still hear my voice is raspy as hell when I do it.
It sounded good though.
It's like it still sounds kind of cool, but yeah, like my voice still wasn't back, but it was back enough that like it sounded okay. And your backups on there is actually really on point, Jay.
Yes.
When you watch that part, you know, that little section. It's like, hell yeah, dude. That was great.
Yeah, that was fun, man.
Yeah,
it's hard to believe, dude. It's coming up on 20 fucking years since that.
I know.
That summer.
So was it when did Ozzfest start? Was that June or was it July?
Might have been July.
Like yeah, July, right?
I'm pretty sure. Yep.
So July of next year will be 20 years.
No, July of this year.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's right. It's 25.
Yeah.
Damn.
Man.
And I was 24 years old. I'm going to be 44 years old. Damn.
See, when you look at things like that, you know, when you go back 20 years, we were about to play Ozzfest. When you go back 20 years from Ozzfest, you were 4 years old. That's when you start putting things into perspective like, oh my God.
Yeah.
Dude, there was a line of them. But I always tried to get in there first thing in the morning before the crowd really started piling in.
Yeah, that's where we learned how to shit. That's where you learn how to shit when you go on tour. Like, not in your house.
The home office isn't available.
Like, I always had my house nearby. You had to take a shit. You got to go run home and go to take a shit. Can't do that on the road. Can't do that when you're in the middle of fucking, Pennsylvania somewhere.
Balls, do you
Good
like?
question.
I know Jay doesn't, so I'm not even going to ask this to him. Are you a Non-Point fan at all?
No.
Have you ever seen them before?
I saw them live. We went to a show.
Live.
I don't know if we played the show or just went to it. I remember they were at the Birch Hill back in the day. Remember the Birch Hill?
Yeah.
That was a friggin' cool venue.
Yeah. I remember when fucking.
We saw a bunch of bands there all the time. It was fun. Then we'd hit White Castle on the way home.
Oh yeah, and then race the fuck home to blow mud.
Dude, I used to get 8 of them. No problem. Now if I did 8, I'd be fucked up.
So did you ever notice the drummer doesn't face the front; he faces the side when they play?
Oh, so does the drummer in Incubus.
Yeah, some drummers do that shit.
That's weird.
I'm sure there's reasoning behind. I don't think it's a sound thing at all. I think a lot of drummers might want to hey, like people seeing kind of what I'm doing, or maybe to have more room on stage instead of having the big backdrop fucking come out fucking 10 feet. Maybe they set it up sideways and they're offset. I don't know.
Yeah.
I know Porcupine Tree, when they played live, they had Gavin Harrison in the back corner, kind of caddy corner or whatever.
Caddy corner.
Yeah. Yep.
Yeah, I've seen a few bands do that. They
different,
to the left or the right, not straight in the middle. And then they have with Incubus, they have the drummer on the left. The DJ guy is also on a riser to the right, and then the other 3 cats are in the front.
Does Non-Point have anybody else besides just the typical guitar, drums, bass, vocal? Did they have a keyboards or a fucking DJ?
No, that's it. Balls, who do you prefer?
You got to see this picture.
Which picture?
I'm pulling it up.
Oh.
Who do you prefer?
Incubus or Smashing Pumpkins?
Yeah, that's a hard. I mean, when you talk about friggin' Science and Make Yourself, that's their area, and then Morning View. Those 3 albums right there are their peak, their best. And then everything else after that and before that, it's I'm good. And then
Jeannie, what year is this?
So I don't know. I'd still have to say Smashing Pumpkins, only because Siamese Dream, like I said, it's top 10 favorite albums of all time for me. Where Incubus, oh boy, look at that fro.
What year is this? And where the fuck are we? We're probably at a show, right?
Yeah, I think we played a show that day. Yeah. That was in PA.
How the fuck do you know that, Mike? I'm telling you,
that was in Cleveland. I
fucking
think.
Rain Man.
Cleveland Steamer.
That was when we went to see Mushroom Head or whatever. I think we were in Cleveland.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, Jeannie says Boston. Boston Metal Fest.
Oh, we played the Metal Fest.
Oh yeah.
Okay. You right, Jeannie. You right.
Wow. Then she sent this one. Let me pull this one up. Where the fuck did it go?
Yeah, that must have been during coming out of the winter. I'm definitely pale as fuck there.
Hell yeah. See that?
Yeah.
That's when fucking me and Jimmy got the Reeboks, the big shits.
Yep.
Those are the Child Predator 3s.
No. No, the low tops of the child. These are the high tops, man.
Oh.
Yeah, things are ridiculous. I think Petrucci was friggin' rocking those for a minute back in the day.
Dude, I still got these shits, man.
Do you?
Yep.
Every time I see you, you're always rocking those Skechers with the checkered Skechers.
Fucking Vans. Fucking Skechers.
That picture's actually on the bus, isn't it?
Yep, that's on the bus. I see Sean. Let me see if I can brighten this up a little bit here.
Brighten it.
Speaking of Sean, it's his birthday today.
Yes, it is.
That big ass.
I'm gonna send him some birthday love.
There it is.
Yep. Hell yeah. There you go.
There's Balls. There's you in the background.
Hell yeah. Just re-edit that picture like that. The hell's wrong with you?
We didn't even know you were in the picture, Balls, until Jay brightened it up.
Yeah, there's Gilmore's fucking flip flops.
You just made that picture way better.
You got your Chance shirt on?
I still have that shirt.
Yep. That shirt's the shit.
Picked up my daughter at school yesterday with that shirt on.
That might be Mark Lewis in the background with his flip flops, dude.
Could be. Mark
Yeah.
Lewis was a different person back on Ozzfest. He ended up turning into a different guy.
Yep.
Entirely compared to Ozzfest.
This was before Metal Fest. This is the same show from the first picture we showed.
Yeah, there's pro shots of us on stage at that show. I remember now.
Yep.
Look warm out.
Whole thing. What the fuck?
Were you guys playing outside?
No.
Yeah.
No, we played inside.
Yep. A little stage.
Stage. That's the show that let me give you a little backstory on this show from Boston, the Metal Fest show. This was before, I believe, any endorsements, right, Mike?
Yeah.
And
This
Mike,
is 3.
yeah, so Mike Taft from Ibanez at the time, who I'm still, cool with.
What's up, Monique?
He came out. I didn't know him, but I was told by our management at the time. Well, not a management, record label. This is after we signed, Mike. We were already signed, but we weren't endorsed yet. And Mike and I, especially me, I was like, I only play fucking Ibanez guitars. That's all I have. Like, I want to play Ibanez. So Jason John or whoever it was contacted Ibanez for us and said, hey, these guys, Mike and Jay from Gizmachi, they want to play Ibanez guitars. So Mike Taft came out to the show, never met him, didn't even meet him after the show, because I'll tell you why. So we're playing, and we had 4 total 7-string guitars in that guitar rack somewhere over there. And I broke a string on one of them, and then I went back, got another one, and I didn't realize it, but the low E string or low B string got stuck on the pickup. Anybody out there knows what I'm talking about, right? I think it happened during the fucking bridge bending part or some shit.
Oh, wow.
Where I had too much slack, and the low B got stuck underneath the pickup bobbin or whatever. I thought I broke the string. So I grab fucking Mike's backup, thinking he better not fucking break a string, otherwise we're fucked. So anyway, after the show is over, I'm thinking terrible. I fucked the whole show up, went through 2 guitars, playing a third one, and I'm like shitting my pants, right? So I find out that Mike Taft, he left after, I don't know if he left after we played or whatever the story may be. So I thought I completely sabotaged our Ibanez endorsement. Well, I find out later, after talking to him for the first time, he's like, no, dude. He's like, if anything, you made it even easier to endorse you because you got rid of one guitar, you grabbed another Ibanez. That one went down, you grabbed another Ibanez. Like, how can we not endorse you guys after shit like that? I was like, that's a fucking good point. That's the shit.
That's awesome.
So, yep.
And I remember when the catalog came out, we actually had 2 pictures of us all small buried in there.
Yeah.
Because we were definitely not one of those premier exclusive artists yet.
Nope.
So, yeah, we had, it was cool though. Because Meshuggah was also in there, I remember. Friggin' Thorndahl and Hagstrom.
The Vikings. Monique asks.
One more.
All right, God. Oh.
Damn. Fucking young, man. Holy shit.
I like Jay's do-rag.
I can't
Never
remember.
had dreads, man.
Face was that skinny.
You know what you say to this, right?
Yeah.
Guy. Mhm. Me and Balls had fun, man.
We sure did. Dude, the best is the pictures of me, you, and Jimmy in that bus when we were in Europe. Dude, it looks like we're sitting in a movie theater.
It does. The 90-degree angle fucking seats.
Dude.
For 27 hours.
You swear we're in Destinta.
Yeah. Monique says, kudos to you guys for getting on Ozzfest. Did you guys get signed by Sharon and meet her and Ozzy? No, we didn't get signed by Sharon. We got signed by Clown from Slipknot. to his label that ended up being Sanctuary Records or on Sanctuary.
Yeah, it was a big orange clown, and it was a subsidiary of Sanctuary Records. Sanctuary is like where the money came from.
Yeah.
And they're no longer a label too at this point.
Yep.
Nope.
And I remember seeing Sharon, but I never like went over to her. You know, I wasn't that type of dude.
Ozzy from the bus, I remember. Like, oh shit, there they are. I remember that.
We kind of stayed clear and didn't want to do anything to get thrown off.
I'm shocked he never just came over just to say hi. Like, thank you for
Ozzy
touring.
didn't even know he was there.
I know.
Ozzy
didn't even know he was there.
Yeah. So, dude, what? How many shows would you say that Black Sabbath had to cancel because of Ozzy wasn't healthy on that tour?
Shocking.
Yeah. Yeah. Right. So Iron Maiden played
Black
double sets some nights.
And then Iron Maiden filled in. So like those shows were like pandemonium. It was ridiculous because like, you know, they're just as big, if not bigger.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Me and Jimmy, I remember being pumped every time Ozzy would cancel. We'd find out like the morning of the show or the early afternoon or whatever.
Oh, they canceled. Yes.
Fucking Maiden's playing for three hours.
Fucking Maiden. Yeah, it was pretty exciting. Yeah, I remember Bruce
being another summer like that, man.
Right past me. I was like, fuck yeah, dude. This is Bruce Dickinson.
Yep.
And he was like kind of like not that tall, you know, he's like kind of a little dude. Looking like Austin Powers and shit.
Yep. Oh, here's one. This was right before Ozzfest, and I remember the band being fucking pissed because remember those dreads you saw in a couple of those shots? This was like a week before Ozzfest. Jeannie fucking cut my dreads off. Remember, Sean was furious.
Why?
Because I had a goofy ass haircut on Ozzfest, man.
No, but why'd you do it? Why'd you wait until after Ozzfest? Any white boy that's ever had dreads, there comes a point where it just doesn't feel good anymore. It was fucking summertime, fucking sweating. You know, you can't like really wash your hair and into your scalp with like,
face off like fucking like she looks like damn, these things stink.
Dude, I'd be wearing gloves if I was her touching them shits. Yeah.
So Sean was pissed that you cut off the dreads?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, he wasn't happy.
Yeah.
So, it's like, this is Sean's response.
How long did you have them shits in for?
A couple of years, I think, right? Maybe 2 years, something like that.
Something like that, yeah. And Sean had his dreads still, though. He wasn't getting rid of them fucking things.
No.
It's like Monkey and Jonathan Davis over here.
Yeah. And plus, I was like, you know, we're going to be out in the fucking sun, you know, hot heat of the summer. And I don't know. I was just over them by then, you know. But looking back, I mean, I should have kept them.
Yeah. See, Petrucci right there is wearing the pumps.
Yup. Just ripping too, shredding.
Dude, that's the shit. Like the camera couldn't be more still. Just like friggin' like Ariel, the corner of the stadium. And then just Labrie friggin' pirouetting across the stadium.
Yep. Oh man.
Good thing he doesn't do that anymore.
All right, Jeannie, one more. Here we go. I hope I'm not upsetting everybody with these pictures, but
I'm sure they think it's the coolest thing ever. Right.
There's that.
Oh boy.
That was the promo
For our
Homosexual.
album and our tour.
Yep.
There's those 6-7 dates that we played with friggin' Slipknot, Lamb of God.
You guys could even go to Gizmachi.com. It had to be .net.
Well, Gizmachi.com was taken. Don't ask why and don't ask how. But it was.
I said don't ask.
Dude, 3 days in the 20th anniversary of the album, man.
Damn.
Wow.
What are we going to do? Nothing.
Nothing.
We're gonna do a reissue, or like a remix, remaster.
We should do a remix, man.
Yeah. Hell, you've been slacking. Now we never got like the actual, or did we get the actual?
Yes, I have them all.
You got them all, and you never bothered to remix and remaster it.
No, I remixed Wandering Eyes, remember? That was a pretty good remix.
Yeah, it sounded friggin' amazing with the friggin' bass turned up.
Yep.
Damn.
I saw you guys on the March 6th East Rutherford, New Jersey show.
Yep.
I remember I was talking to Jimmy.
Yeah, that's the one I was talking about. Yeah, it's the one our families came out to and shit. That was fun times. And then we were backstage, and like Jimmy was talking with Joey, I remember.
Yep. Oh, if anybody wants to know, because somebody mentioned before about your most like nervous show or something, I'll tell you my most surreal moment of being in a band or with Gizmachi, whatever. I remember because we lived an hour north of the Continental Airlines Arena, right? And they had outside of the fucking stadium, because that was a huge complex. The Giants and Jets played there, so there was Giant Stadium plus the Continental Airlines Arena where there was basketball and hockey, right? So they had this huge fucking, what do you call it? The thing outside that's all lit up that shows like what events are coming up and
The
shit like
marquee.
that. The huge marquee on the fucking side of the highway. And I remember driving past, like, I forget when it was. It was like a few days or maybe before the concert, or maybe it was before the tour. I'm trying to think when it was. Anyway, regardless, I remember driving past and seeing our fucking name on that huge fucking lit up sign outside of the arena. I remember at that moment I was like, holy shit, our name is on that fucking thing.
And was it spelled right?
It was our logo.
Hell yeah.
Yeah. It was the shit, dude. I was like, holy fuck. You know, that was one of those moments where it's like, did we fucking... No, you didn't. no, you didn't. But
Yeah,
that was a cool one. Yeah.
20.
That was March 6th. I'm pretty sure that was on a weekend, if I recall.
Probably.
Look, March 6th, 2005.
So 2030, Jay. Let's get the 25th edition. Fucking remix, remaster.
Okay.
That's even friggin' older, man. That's way back. What is that? 2002?
Yep. March 2nd, 2002.
Look at Jay with that red jacket and those.
I love that fucking jacket.
I remember that show when Slipknot played and Joey had the kit that came up, spun around. It's fucking like old school, like Tommy Lee type.
Yep. That's where he got
it.
That guitar, I got it right in the corner of this room right now. I have black. Man. I love that guitar. Especially since I put those friggin' bare knuckles in there, man. Holy crap.
Which one did you put in there again?
That was. What?
Which ones did you put in there?
I got the emerald in the neck, which that friggin' pickup is amazing. And then I have the Holy Diver.
Yep.
I think, and it's a very mid-rangey pickup. I'm not sure I love it, but when I put it on the first position, like the single coil position on the bridge pickup, the friggin' the cleans I get with that, whew, it's pretty as hell.
All right, last one. It's proof that we
that's our set list?
Yeah.
Dirty Jersey.
The station.
Who'd you guys hang out with on that tour? Lamb of God, Shadows Fall, Slipknot.
We did we were on that thing. It felt so fast. Like we was only freaking 5 shows, 6 shows.
No, look at
we weren't on all of those, I don't think.
Yeah, we were.
Yeah.
Not the whole tour, but we were on all the shows that were listed on this thing. We got Hartford, Connecticut, Philadelphia, Pennsylvania, New Jersey, Pennsylvania, 2 in Ohio, Columbus and Cleveland. Remember the Columbus one? That's the one that Mushroom Head came out. And then you had Michigan, Illinois, and Buffalo. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9.
Damn.
Yeah. The Illinois one was cool. So I'm like, we're playing in the same
For,
fucking
like
place.
towards the end, like the last couple shows, I remember like we started feeling more comfortable, and then it was like done. I was like, damn it.
Yep.
Why
Just
was
when
it so
we started
short?
getting up.
We only got put on the first 9 shows out of the whole tour. It was dude, I don't want to shit on us in front of everybody on YouTube here, but well, let's fucking be honest, balls. I mean, that tour was given to us as a favor to clown. And
By who?
I don't know by who, but
Yeah,
you
I
know,
mean, it's because we were like Clown's new sign, and we were getting some like like boosts, basically. Like we weren't ready to like go on some of these shows, man. We had some bands like they tour and they bust ass and they drive
well,
around.
we did bust ass. We did bust ass. It's not like we didn't for fucking how many years before that.
Yeah, we did. We played some shows, but like some of these bands, like and I think that's why we got a lot of shit too.
Oh, whatever.
Like,
Fuck everybody else.
Like who the fuck are these guys? You know what I mean? So
yeah,
it is what it is.
Well, I know that there were some people in Slipknot that weren't happy, and not because they didn't want us on the tour. It was because when you think of the ego thing, right? And a lot of the guys in Slipknot were involved in other ventures as well. So it's like, oh, we got the band that Clown signed, that his record label. It's almost like Clown's getting a fucking boost, getting his, a band that he signed on the tour. Well, what about everybody else in the band that's got shit going on? You know what I mean? That's
Really?
how kind of I know a couple people in the band looked at it.
Did someone say something to you, or did you hear that, or like what would have it like? I can't even think of what band would take your spot.
No,
And
nobody. When we jumped off that tour, nobody jumped on. Those were the 3 bands: Lamb of God, Shadows Fall, and fucking Slipknot.
So you guys just had 9 shows. Now, did it shorten the length of Shadows Fall or
No,
Lamb of God sets?
No, we got on almost like what? There was one show, I think it was the Jersey show, dude, our hometown show.
Yo, did Lamb of God go on before Shadows Fall?
No.
Shadows Fall went on first.
Mhm.
Yeah.
I was about to say, like, Shadows Fall. I remember they had like their little heyday there for a minute, but I don't think they were ever bigger than Lamb of God.
Lamb of God was direct support.
Oh my god, dude, that's way back. That's 99.
That looks like Balls had a bad study hall session.
That's at that fucking skate park in Newburgh.
Really?
Yep.
Look at that
Gilmore with his fucking Scott Weiland hair back there. Same guitar.
Same guitar. I still have. I love that guitar. That's my fucking guitar.
Do you write with that?
Oh yeah. All my new shit has got that. I went back to the 6-string with the regular tuning. I was using my my drop tune friggin' Prestige, for a minute there, but I love the sound of this guitar ever since I put the new pickups in.
Now, you've already stated that you still have that guitar.
Mm-hmm.
You still have that fucking shirt.
No.
Yo,
that shirt barely fit me when I was 110 pounds in that picture.
110 pounds.
Now I'm probably like 135 right there. Guess how much I know?
We don't have to get into that.
Okay.
I still love you, Mike.
Do you? My man.
Yeah.
All right, Gene, I don't want to take up everybody's. Oh, there's a cool one of you balls. All right, one more. Is this okay, everybody?
Yeah.
Why am I asking? It's fucking our show, isn't it?
It is.
How many people are watching? Is it like 25 at this point? 25,000?
You got 44,000 right now.
Yeah, that's not bad. That's your average.
That's better than Johnny Bean.
Yeah.
All right, here you go.
The picture coming, or what the fuck we doing?
Hell yeah, you with the fucking Melee shirt.
What the fuck?
Yeah.
I didn't even know that shirt existed. Damn, I'm skinny. Fucking Biafra.
Cool shirt.
Jello Biafra.
Gilmore. The fuck's Gilmore looking at?
Look at that fucking nose.
Oh yeah.
He's looking at the schnoz.
Look at my
that
fucking
arm.
Look at Jay's guns.
dude. This happens when you don't eat.
Yeah,
Fucking
it was like a fucking like around 23, 24 years old. Something.
yeah. You know.
Freaking
Dude,
young.
back then I could eat everything.
Yep.
And fucking not gain a goddamn
I
ounce.
just got done eating like probably 8 White Castles right before that picture. You wouldn't be able to tell. Now that shit goes right on.
Yeah. Thank you, Jeannie. Everybody say thank you in the fucking chat.
Thanks, Jeannie. Fuck yeah.
That's awesome.
Pretty good.
It's cool to reminisce about this shit, man. Sometimes, you know.
Yeah, for sure. Especially since we barely do anymore. I mean, there was a period of time there where like every time we got together, we'd open up some photos and get into it.
Jerk each other off.
Yeah, a little
Dude, remember
album.
when you did this?
Be a lot funnier, I'll tell you that.
Bet Tom, I can see Jay's nose from here.
Oh, take a fucking gander here.
Yeah, see, Jay has that mad pointy shit. I got like that hook nose shit. Both got noses.
Yep. Hey, those two guitar players, they play the fucking same guitars and they fucking have big noses.
And they smell each other too.
From across the stage. Yeah, we had some fun, man.
Yeah, that was the shit.
Yeah.
Long time ago now.
It's crazy.
One more pick coming, Jay.
Oh shit. For Jimmy. Well, Jimmy's not here.
All right, let's see the Jimmy picture. Is he eating a Subway sandwich?
No.
Because I got one of him eating a Subway sandwich.
Do you?
Yeah, I was looking at some old pictures from our first tour with Mushroom Head. I got a book that's got the friggin' a lot of pictures from that tour. Like this is when we went out with Ray when Gilmore couldn't come.
Vodka.
Yep.
Vodka?
I have,
in Spanish?
I have a whole bunch of pictures from that tour, and then I have the party when we came home at Corey's house. And we were all there. Fucking funny.
That's
stuff.
the night Roy Jones Jr. got knocked out, I believe.
Oh yeah.
That's the night we came home.
Yep.
I remember Bob calling my fucking Nextel, or maybe I'm trying to think. I've had a Nextel or a pager, and he paged me. And I called him back. I was like, because he was watching the fight, and I remember like he called me. It was like, dude, Roy Jones got knocked out, and I was like, no fucking way. He's like, dude, knocked out. I couldn't fucking believe it.
No shit.
Is Jimmy playing in socks?
Yeah, he used to play in socks, man. He used to play barefoot actually for a little while. And then he jammed his big toe, I think, on the hi-hat pedal or some shit one time.
No.
And he needed to get like that ingrown toenail fucking surgery.
Which I just had.
Oh yeah, you had it too.
Yeah, that was crazy. The needles hurt so bad. But once your toe is numb, they do whatever. I saw them snipping away. I was like, wow. Good thing I can't feel that.
She was kissing it and licking it.
Yeah.
The fuck am I looking at Jimmy for? Did he just nail a fucking fill? Or did he fuck up?
Zoom in on you there. What the hell are you doing?
I'm looking at Jimmy like I always do, with fucking lust in my eyes.
Typical Jay.
Is that James Hetfield in the back there? Yep, there's all those fucking old school hardcore cats.
Yep.
Look at that. Looks like he's about to go out on a date.
A date. Yeah, with you. Shit, man.
We got someone behind the scenes dropping some memberships to people. So thank you, Kurt, for distributing memberships.
That's us about to go on that tour right there.
Yep. The beginning of the old dreads.
Young.
Who's that homeless guy on the right?
That's Ray Baca.
Ray Baca.
Jesus
He filled
Christ.
in. Gilmore had to. He was about to become like do his test for to become
What the hell do I have to do? Take you downstairs to a private room and ask you? What the hell is he talking about?
Gilmore was about to, what was it called? His book or something to become an electrician? That test?
Yeah, he had a big test. Test with it.
Big test. And
he
could
couldn't.
not, yeah, so he couldn't go on the tour.
I remember Sean giving him all sorts of shit and making him feel like a dick. And like, he's like, dude, if this shit don't fucking work out, I need something to fucking fall back on. That's why I'm taking this fucking test. And he's like, yeah, whatever, dude. Whatever, bro.
So Ray, who is a fucking phenomenal bass player in his own fucking right.
And sexy motherfucker.
Yeah. he fucking, we asked him and
But he looks like fucking Claudio from fucking Coheed.
But no, dude, if it wasn't for Ray, that we wouldn't have done that tour.
He looks like Chewbacca from episode 4. I love it.
That's also the tour, if I'm not mistaken, Mike, that we borrowed. I used to play hockey with this guy, Mike Sabini, and he had his own, I don't know if it was a construction company or whatever the fuck he had, and we needed a trailer. And I think Sean, like at the time, we were every once in a while we like rent one from U-Haul or wherever the fuck it would be, and something happened, something fell through, and like the day before, we had no trailer. And I remember calling Mike Sabini, and I'm like, Mike, dude, like I don't know how to ask you, but I'm gonna ask you, how much would you fucking charge to use your trailer for? I forget how long that tour was. And he's like, a fucking case of beer. And I was like, what? Fucking went and picked it up. And a couple days into the tour, we realized that we were fucking riding around on bologna skins on this trailer. And there, a lot of trailers have like, what was it, the double axle, whatever, like two tires on each side.
Yeah.
This had one on each side, dude. And those tires were like fucking, like just no treads at all. And dude, if one of those tires would have popped, we were doing 70 on the fucking highway, we'd be dead.
Yeah.
So we went.
We didn't think about any of that shit. I almost killed us.
Yeah. Oh, that's the tour. Yeah, that's the tour.
That's the tour. I almost fucking flipped the fucking trailer. The road came to a fork, and I wasn't sure. It was like a real.
No, it wasn't a fork.
It was a fucking fork. It wasn't a fucking exit.
It was.
It was.
We were leaving Columbus, Ohio, playing at the fucking Alrosa Villa or whatever it is, right? Where Dimebag fucking shittily got shot.
Yeah, we.
That's right. Jeannie came with me to get the trailer. Yes, Jeannie.
Dude, we played that venue. I think the same year that happened. Played
later on that year,
like the summertime, right? Like right around here, and then he got killed on the 8th of December, the same year.
Fuck was I saying?
You were saying how the fucking road was like.
Yeah. So we're leaving Columbus, Ohio, and we were playing in Cincinnati somewhere. Dude, we get on. Now, Balls nobody really trusted you driving, but it got to the point where like you were the only motherfucker not driving. And we're like, fuck it. There is a stretch on a fucking highway for like, it was like 160 something miles or some shit just on one road. One fucking road. All right, Mike, get on the highway and just fucking drive until we tell you not to drive straight anymore, right? That's basically what it was. We get on the highway, the first exit comes, and Mike's starting to veer off to get off the first exit. So I forget if it was me or Sean or no, Balls, not fuck. So he fucking cranks it back. Now, the funny part about this, I can still see the shit. We didn't have enough fucking bench seats in this van to fit me, Mike, Chris, Sean, Ray, and fucking George, who was kind of like helping out on the tour, the guy in the yellow shirt.
Chris
there.
wasn't there.
That's right. Sorry, Chris. So Ray was sleeping in between. I don't know if it was like between the front seats and the first bench seat or between whatever it was. But dude, he was laying there, and I maybe it wasn't this, but it was basically him laying there like fucking Dracula on the, like on his back, just straight on his back. And dude, once fucking everybody started freaking out and the fucking van almost tipped, Ray fucking stood straight up like he's coming out of a coffin.
Like the Undertaker?
Dude, I almost fucking I was never in a moment had I thought I was gonna die and from dying and die laughing at the same time. It was like the most extreme fucking thing. Balls, get out, you know.
Yeah, that was pretty much. I pulled over and then I had to get out, and then I was banned from driving for like another couple tours, and then like
you were probably like, yes.
Yeah, but like that, my highway driving chops were very fucking infantile.
Dude, driving a van with a trailer, it's, you know.
I barely drove. I got my license at like fucking 18. I didn't get my first car until I was 21. Dude, I was a late bloomer with driving. I could care fucking less about driving. But now I'm like the best driver you'll ever fucking drive with. It's all I do.
Weaponized competence.
If we went on tour now, Mike would drive.
Yeah, I would drive, and I'd be awesome at it if it was during the day. Because at night I would flip the fucking thing because I'd fall asleep.
Damn.
I can't stop it. It fucking sucks. It's the worst thing about getting older.
Cataracts?
I can't stay up. I want to stay up. I can't. I crash the fuck out. Like whether I want to stay up or not doesn't matter. My body's like, fuck you. Turns off.
Dude, I sleep all the time. I slept right before the show tonight. Came in from Brody's game. I sat on the couch, fucking straight coma. I have to set my alarm all the time.
Yeah, taking naps and shit like some kind of old goof.
I love naps, dude. Fucking love them. I get pissed when Killian doesn't want to take a nap.
And I feel way more tired after I take them. I just might as well just go to bed for the rest of the night now.
Dude, I love a nap. I'm the biggest fan. I neglected naps forever until like when I hit 40. Ever since, dude, if I can catch a nap, I'm going to.
Dude, they're good for you.
They're fantastic.
They will extend your life. Promise you that.
Good.
Dude, I remember the George Carlin joke. It's like from I forget what comedy thing it's from or whatever, but he's like, it's things that bring us together, the things that, you know, people can like, oh yeah. So his fucking thing about naps, he's like, you ever wake up or you ever go to sleep on a late afternoon, wake up after dark, and you don't know what goddamn day it is? Like, isn't that the shit? Sometimes you fall, like, this has been years since that's happened, but like you take a nap around 4 or something and you wake up and it's fucking sun's down and you're like, is it tomorrow? That couple seconds when you wake up and you have no idea where you are type of shit.
Yeah.
Bad. What the fuck day is it?
Yeah, I've slept entire days before. Like when I was sick, I missed whole days. Like I think that 2 or 3 times in my life.
Really?
A day. Yeah.
I've never done that.
Entire.
Mike, you slept.
I slept an entire fucking ride out to the West Coast
On the Soulfly tour. We drove from fucking New York to California. And Mike, I think he opened his eyes twice.
Like twice. That was it. I slept the whole fucking time. I woke up in Ohio and then woke up in Texas and then woke up in fucking Arizona somewhere. And then we were in Cali.
Yeah, with his shoes on the whole time too. I'm not lying. Fucking white Adidas. I think that's what you were wearing. I know they were white.
They're always white. Blaze whites.
Yes, Max. The last tour that Gizmachi, like official tour we ever did was that Soulfly tour.
Yeah, he was cool as shit.
Yep.
That was a cool tour. That was a good one to end it on, I guess. That was the last tour. And then we had a couple shows. I remember we played in the city, a one-off. I remember 40 Below Summer was supposed to play. They canceled, and then we ended up playing with Mutual Lines. And that was like one of our last bigger shows, not at home. And then we did the Loft. I think that was our last show.
You're right.
Or was it a show in the city? I don't know which one came first, but I know it was May 27th, 2007.
Oh my God.
That was our like last show.
Did you know at the time you're like, we're fucking done?
No. Not at that moment, nope. That came later.
we played
that came later when our second fill-in drummer left.
Yeah. You guys play any colleges? Well, what's the one College Town, Pennsylvania. What was that? One of the shows on the Mushroomhead tour was like right near a college. That's the night the Xbox 360 came out.
And you left and wait online for that shit?
Yep.
Yeah, I remember that.
Yep.
It was cold out, wasn't it?
I think it was raining and chilly. Yep.
Yep. And you sat in fucking chairs outside the place.
Yep.
Then you set it up so you could play that thing in the fucking van too.
The next tour, because there was only a few shows left, I remember, on that tour. And what was that one band that never really, whatever. The fucking next night they found out that I had an Xbox 360 in the van chilling in the box. And they had a TV on their fucking RV or whatever. But I was never invited on that RV. Next fucking night, oh, dude, bring the Xbox on the RV. We got, like, what? Fuck no. Why? So we can get fucking ruined?
What band was this?
Mantis?
Mantis.
Yeah. This was my response. Basically. Even Sean, I remember, because he was there when they asked me, and Sean was like, damn, like my response to them, like, holy shit. And here's me.
They were on Ozzfest as well, right?
No. Mantis? No.
Tits. I remember fucking Elmore with that shit.
Tits.
I think wasn't there a show, like an Aussie show, and guitarist from Mantis, like I think they
wasn't it the guy that spun the fucking guitar off? No.
I'll be right back.
Jeez, I gotta take a leak so bad I can taste it.
Yeah.
I'm gonna say wait till Jay comes back to tell the story about the guy that would throw his guitar around and the fucking strap came off and hit the fucking deck on the stage. Oh, dude.
Guitar completely shot after that?
No, he picked it up. It was like a fucking Gibson. Those things are kind of like beasts, they have a lot of wood.
Was it Les Paul?
Yeah, it's like an Epiphone maybe. It was probably a Les Paul. But yeah. That fucking thing hit so hard. He like went to fucking spin the guitar. This just went bah on the fucking stage. I was like, holy shit. So I remember me and Jay were standing side stage, and it happened like pretty much right in front of us. And we couldn't stop talking about that shit after. That was fun.
What was your favorite show ever that you played?
Shit, dude. I don't even remember anymore. Nothing really sticks out. I got snippets of shows in my head. A bunch of times we played the Chance. The one show that we played the Chance, I remember we had a whole bunch of like beach balls blown up and balloons. That's what it was balloons. And we had tiki torches on the stage, and we had fog, like a lot of fog. And like freaking people were just smacking the balloons around the whole time. It was like a fucking party. And I think we headlined. That was like our first time headlining the Chance. Remember that, Jay?
Oh, we had the fucking balloons. We had the big green ball with the G on it. We had the tiki torches, right?
Yeah, and we went all out, and like there was a lot of people there, and it was like our hometown, show, and it was a good one. That's one that sticks out. That always pops in the mind.
Yeah, that was a good one, man. Dude, you know what's crazy? That the tiki torches thing? Dude, that green ball could have knocked those fuckers over and burned the place down.
Yeah, I didn't really think that one through.
No, we didn't at all. And they didn't, dude. They should have been like, what the fuck you guys doing setting those things up? No.
But dude, remember when we saw Dillinger like back in 2000, like when they first came out with Calculating Infinity, and that guy blew the fucking fire? Dude, I felt the fucking heat on my face. I still remember that shit, dude.
Yeah, we thought the ceiling was gonna go up.
Dude, they were so fucking badass. The first time we saw them.
Yeah.
And we saw them at the Birch Hill too, like a little bit later. But like the first time at the Chance, and they fucking opened up with friggin' that Sugar Coated Sour song. Like,
but the Birch Hill, that's the one where they had the fucking fire, because the ceiling isn't very high at the Birch Hill.
Is that the one in New Jersey?
No,
yeah.
The guy jumped down in the pit and did it right in the middle of the fucking crowd.
Yeah. And then remember the one guy doing it, one of the guitar players was on his shoulders or something. And the fucking heat came up, and he was fucking, didn't he hit him or some shit? Like he was fucking pissed because he almost blew him up. You remember that?
He's the dumbass that jumped on his fucking shoulder.
Yeah. Yeah, let me fuck.
get a tan real quick.
You dumb asshole.
Balls on. How many women did you sleep with when on tour because they were just loving you guys so much?
None. One time I got bold and I grabbed the girl and I just dragged her into a fucking, or I grabbed her by her hand and I took her into a bathroom and had her blow me. That was like the extent. Yeah.
Whoa.
Yeah. That was cool. I was very very confident with that one. And like it worked out. It was the first time ever in my life I was confident with a chick.
First time ever.
Pretty much.
And then from that point forward, confidence.
Nah, I have my moments, but for the most part, I wasn't like one of those dudes that ran around just ring toss, as Jay would put it.
Ring toss.
I bet that woman still talks about this day. You like, there was this one time saw Gizmachi and I blew Mike balls in the bathroom.
Nah. I'm sure she's over in Ohio somewhere, friggin' with like 4 kids sitting on the couch,
Smoking
some cool
balls and fucking.
Yeah,
those were the days.
Yep, pretty much.
Balls, you're a few years not smoking. Congrats, man. That's awesome.
Yeah, over 3 years. Yes.
Good for you.
We got a blabbermouth post.
There you go. Mike Balls from Gizmachi is freaking smoke free 3 years.
3 years.
Yep, that's the sort of freaking stories that pop up though. It's like, who? What?
Yeah.
Remember that one day I sent a screenshot? It was like, 4 stories can fit on my phone when I'm scrolling through Blabbermouth. And 3 of them were about fucking motherfucker sobriety. It's like, what are we doing?
Yeah.
Good for you.
Yeah, it's awesome, but it's just like, what are we doing here?
Yes, Nick, we did.
I drank a whole shit ton back in my 20s and 30s, and I still drink sometimes. Like, what the fuck?
Well, the difference is we know when to, or how, or when to stop. I never had that.
I learned in the 30s. I had a decade there to figure that out, dude. I tried to go like I was still in my 20s and a couple times in my 30s. Whew.
But the difference, Mike, let me ask you this though. I mean, have you ever had a moment where, I think the drinking we're talking about is like socially, you're partying, like you're doing it because you want to have fun and shit. You're not doing it because you need to.
Yeah, but I did that a lot, partying. That's the thing.
But it wasn't like, did you ever wake up in the morning and like need a drink?
No,
that's what I mean.
That's straight alcoholic shit. I mean, I was a level of it, but definitely not like how some people can get. Not like Nick Cage and fucking Leaving Las Vegas. Ooh, talk about drunk. You ever see that movie?
I think I saw parts of it. Those types of movies. Wait, is that the?
That's the one with Elizabeth Shoes in it. She plays the prostitute, Leaving Las Vegas. It's a good movie.
I don't know if I ever saw it then.
But Nicolas Cage in that movie, it's like, wow, so bad. Yeah, never been like.
Nelson Rodriguez is here. It's always good to see Nelly.
Nelson, what's happening?
What up, Nelson? Jay, do we have a final segment for tonight?
Well, it's up to Balls. Does he want to do a little? What the fuck are you doing?
Sure, that's like one of my favorite segments too.
All right. Well, I have a music one. Speaking of live performances, everybody, I have it's a quick one, so don't blank. But
I think my phone might die.
Oh no! All right, let's hurry up then.
Hold on a second here. Let me just.
Plug it in.
I got 13%. I should be okay. I had 20.
The fuck are you doing?
Why can't I hear anything?
You didn't hear that?
No, I didn't hear the.
The fuck are you?
Oh no, it's just tap for sound.
The fuck are you doing?
While the video plays.
You hear that?
No.
The fuck
Keeps muting every time you do that.
Do you have a charger, Balls?
The fuck are you doing?
That has anything to do with it, do you?
Probably not.
The fuck are you doing?
It's still good. All right, here we go. Ready? I wish Jimmy was here just so he could. What the fuck? Oh, my ad block has been updated. Thanks. Just so he could give us his reaction to this. But here we go. The sailor dive, Mike, over the fucking drum set into the drummer.
Hit him with the stinger splash.
Look at the three chicks just mouth. They look like fucking pigs too.
Whoa!
Look with the fucking mouths open, just ready to suck on whoever's cock that is.
Whoa!
Look at the.
Fucking sailor dive.
Is he slapping him? Looks like he's slapping him in the face as he jumps into him.
Is that the singer? Like, who the fuck is that? Just a random?
It's the merch guy.
I would.
Yeah, fucking.
They fucking shorted him $20.
Yeah.
Is the drummer okay? Like, I don't even fucking see him anymore.
And I wish this was a longer video. And we need this guy's angle back here. You see him with the death shirt on?
Does he have the guy in $1 million dream right there? The bassist?
Yeah, right? Look at that. You're right. The bass player's getting choked out. Ah!
That's fucked up.
Yep. All right, let's see. We got two more. Let's see. Which one is this? Okay. I love these ones. This shit fucking motherfuckers fall. Here we go. That's some load to blow.
Dude. Dude, I need a sample of that. Start a song off of.
How about this? Slow motion.
That's the sound of a man who just got the wind knocked out of him.
Yeah. That is the worst feeling. Your soul just like left via your penis.
Yep. Bet you're gonna die.
Yeah. Oh. There. Gone.
There goes C1 through C8.
Just take that melody and put a fucking guitar lick over it.
Now this one's pretty bad. This guy really got fucked up. I'd rather be the drummer than this guy. Nah, maybe not. Right? He's having second thoughts about this jump and realizes that
didn't just lose his board right then.
No, you ready?
What's he on?
I think he had second thoughts because watch what happens. And then the fucking board almost falls on him.
It looks like he got hit in the chest.
Holy fuck!
Is he dead?
No.
Did he die?
Dude.
Fucking small ape. Fucking.
He realized he didn't have enough speed. This thing isn't going fast enough to fucking make this. Oh.
Damn, Sam.
Yes. Yeah, that's a hospital stay.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
They might have to fucking hit you with a fucking get your heart back in the rhythm.
Put your heart back in your chest, more like it.
Yeah.
Holy fuck! Dude.
Dude. That too.
Dude, no, dude,
Dude.
dude, no, no, dude, no.
They thought he was dead.
Yeah.
The fuck are you doing?
Yes.
What are you muting that for copyright purposes or something?
I'm not muting it. Brian, do you hear the music?
I hear it.
Yeah.
Maybe because I'm fucking
Gay?
second rate over here. You know, I'm not part of the show. That either.
Oh man. Oh hey, we had 38 motherfuckers stick around to the end. That's very nice.
Super nice.
Cool.
Yes.
Kurt.
Real quick, thanks, channel members.
I was hoping you were going to do this while I was pissing.
I should have, but we were talking, Balls and I. We were just shooting the shit.
Shooting the shit.
Love the channel members.
Dude.
Thank you so much. Patrons, we'll get to you next week, but you guys are the real motherfuckers. Just want you to know that.
The real motherfuckers.
Hell yeah. Thank you, everyone, for hanging out with us tonight. Balls, you're the man. Thanks for coming in, hanging out with us.
Thanks for having me. It was a blast. It made my fucking week.
It was a blast.
It was blast. Straight blast. Yes. All right, guys. I guess I'll
No, don't leave yet.
Don't leave.
Hold on.
Well, let me get my charger real quick.
All right, we're going to end the show, but just stick around for a second at least. So, all right, we'll see everybody Wednesday. What is that going to be? The 7th, 6th, 7th?
May 7th.
Something like that.
Yeah.